comes down the side of the house and has to go over the sidewalk. So you have to like step over this. I always think of it as such a tripping hazard, you know, as you round the corner of the back of the house. You probably had to do it, right, going out.
I guess I'm so used to it, I don't even pay attention anymore. I mean,
but
we can install underground gutters.
But it's like I'm having a new sidewalk put in on that part of the house this spring.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, okay, but what has happened over the years and years and years, about, 13 years ago or so, we had massive rain, but we had a lot of snow and ice the ground hadn't thawed yet.
We get that every couple of years, like we had a couple weeks ago.
So yeah, but this was much worse than normal, so all that rain went under my 2.5 car garage and flooded my newly redone basement, right?
No.
Got it all dried up, got the carpet up and anti-molded and all this kind of stuff. And they said, yep, just kind of a fluke. And a few weeks later, after everything was dried up and done, we had another rain and the ground was more thawed. It shouldn't have gone that way. And re-flooded and came back in.
Problem is everybody thinks the frost is out of the ground. It's not even close to out of the ground.
Well, when I got like, I don't know if it was ABT or SureDry or somebody here, they said, well, once the waterways make their paths, the water's always going to follow those paths, even if there's other ways to go. So because of that, it's always going to go under your garage and flood the most unlikely. It flooded that wall, you know, which is under a 2.5 car garage, the most unlikely wall to.
That's
leak.
Probably the lowest spot on the property. If you were to take a laser and set it up, that's probably the lowest area.
But it was the ground under the 2.5 car garage wasn't frozen, so the water.
That's not the
flowed.
issue. It's not going to go to there because it's been compacted enough. The problem is all the water around the home is getting to a level position. If you were to take a clear hose and put water in it and hold this end up and this end down, the water's always going to remain at the same level. It's always going to be level to the horizon. It's going to flow to the lowest spot, if that's making any sense.
Yeah. So anyway, so then last year my son was moving some stuff around there and said, Mom, you got a lot bigger problems. And here the whole garage floor is caving down. You know, it's like a 3.5 inch lower, and I had mice in here.
Then that had eroded underneath it.
Yeah, so all this from that constantly going that way, I had to pay like SureDry $10,000 to jack up under my
look here,
basement.
right at this joint that's in question. There is a lot of root right there on the top. Either that or somebody directionally bored through it, which I hope is not the case.
Directionally bored?
You know, you see these machines on the side of the road.